Hi, and welcome to Over a Glass, where we discuss topics about and with wine. And today we're going to talk about why it's so difficult to detect aromas in wine. Stay tuned. I don't know why I wink. Let me do that again. One more time. So why is it so difficult to detect aromas in wine? All of our senses, sight, hearing, touching, they all travel through the thalamus, and the thalamus is like a relay center in our brain that tells us what to focus on. If you've ever read a book and got so into the book that you couldn't even hear things around you, that's the work of the thalamus. Or have you ever seen that meme where it says I had to turn down the car radio so that I could see better? That is a natural response to increase awareness. Now, smell is independent of the thalamus, so we cannot block out olfaction. We can be sitting there working and paying attention, and somebody can walk by with a nice perfume or cologne and you will instantly smell it. We also don't practice paying attention to what we're smelling, so that is why it is so difficult to just smell something and identify or attach words to it. Now, not attaching words to smell means that we really rely on the process of tasting to smell. As you know, we can only taste 5 or is it 7? I don't know where the research is at now. Sweet, sour, you know them. So when we taste an apple, what we're really doing is smelling that apple. The information from the scent will mix with the information from taste and allowing you to identify it as an apple. When those senses go away, sight, touch, you will notice that it will become increasingly difficult to identify things that you know and eat every day. And that's just because you can't smell them. It's the same way when you have a cold or the corona. I'm joking, poor timing. That's the same way you cannot taste food, is because you're really relying on that scent to deliver what we experience as taste.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is we're getting rid of sight, and once you have your sight, it's something that we rely on a lot. So once we see something that we know, there's a whole thing that triggers based on what to expect from it, what you think is going to happen when you have the food. So it's like when you buy something and you expect the McDonald's burger to taste like McDonald's burger. When you don't have your sense of sight, you have to rely on everything else. You have to really hone in on the texture, you have to really hone in on the smell. So I'm going to give them, I will give them very different things so that when they're talking out, it'll start messing up the other person.
Everything is low calorie.
Low everything's low
He's concerned about
I'm on a diet.
But it's high fat, not high calorie. It's different.
Everything is low calorie, not low carb, but low calorie. Okay, so Amy, I'm going to give you something. Okay. Yeah, so you can try that. As soon as you know, just tell me.
Apple?
Okay.
What kind of apple? Be more specific.
I wanted to say it's like a gala, or like not a green apple.
Oh.
It's like a red apple.
Okay, cool.
Interesting. Now, how can you become better at detecting aromas? We have all seen those people. I smell cocoa and leather. I'm one of those people. So, a lot of time people are talking about the things that they know to expect from a certain grape, but a lot of time people do smell these aromas, and the reason why they're able to do that is 2 things: priming and practice. Priming, You can use the power of suggestion to help you detect aromas. Whether you use an aroma wheel, which can help you to start attaching words to the scents that are always in wine, or you're just listening to other people and someone's like, oh, I think I get some vanilla, and then you smell and you're like, yeah, there's vanilla in here. That's the power of priming. Number 2 is practice. Just stop and smell the things that you're eating, especially fruits. If you're walking around, you in a grocery store or at home, you can pick up a strawberry and just like hold it to your nose and close your eyes and go, this is what a strawberry smells like. Eventually, you will find it easier to start to detect those aromas even when they're masked in wine. The last thing on this topic is, why should you care? You've been living all these years, not paying attention that much to what you smell. Who cares? Smell is a powerful tool. It is. There's actually research that says after you shake someone's hand, you should smell it. Don't do that. Don't do that. Unless you're about to do like a really important deal and you need to gather all the information you can gather, but there's a lot to learn from a person by their scent. But because smell is so connected to memory and emotion, it can be used to evoke an emotion and it can be used to anchor a memory. I always tell people, if I'm in like a really good place and we're having fun, I always tell the person I'm with to just stop and smell the wine, to really smell the wine. And I've gone as far as to keep rebuying a certain wine to share with a person because I want to evoke a certain response. It works, I promise you. just like a perfume. And I always say, power lies in the details. So use it to your advantage. So now you know, now you've become a superhuman because you're out here smelling things and understanding how smell works and using it to your advantage. I'm telling you, wine has all the answers. It has all the answers. So join me for another Over the Glass. But check out my classes. They mostly happen in Toronto, the 6th. So if you're here, if you live here, go to my website, vinesplay.com or chanelvines.com, and you can see all the events that are coming up. I can't wait to have a glass of wine with you.